FM band.
Magkaisa, magtulungan para sa pag-unlad ng ating bansa.
Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko sa 104.3 The Capital. Ang ating mga programa at serbisyo para sa mamamayang Pilipino. Ibabahagi natin mula alas 6 ng umaga hanggang alas 12:30 ng tanghali. Monday to Friday sa 104.3 FM band. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, and The Capital.
Ang boses ng Pangulo.
Sabay na maghahatid ng serbisyo sa mamamayang Pilipino in the new era of collaboration.
Basta mula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa.
Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko sa 104.3 The Capital.
Paano nga ba mag-register para magkaroon ng schedule sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center? Narito ang mga dapat gawin. Gamit ang iyong mobile device, pumunta sa eGovPH app. Pwede itong i-download mula sa Apple App Store o sa Google Play Store. Gumawa ng account. Ilagay ang email address, valid mobile number, pagkatapos ay makakatanggap ka ng one-time code sa iyong email. Gamitin ang code sa eGov app para sa verification ng iyong account at ng mga impormasyong ibinigay. Congratulations! Meron ka ng eGovPH app account. Pwede mo na ma-access ang iba't ibang serbisyo ng gobyerno kabilang ang mga serbisyo sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center.
Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
Mahalagang mga balita, napapanahong impormasyon. Kami ang inyong gabay pag may bagyo at sakuna. Serbisyo ng gobyerno kapag may nangangailangan. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Tulay ng mga hinaing, ang problema ng bayan ating lulutasin. Tulay sa himpapawid, tulay ng pagbabago. Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
ng bagong Pilipinas.
Radyo Publiko.
Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
ng bagong Pilipino. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
ang boses ng Pangulo. Karamay nyo kami, kahit malayo man kami nakakarating. OFW magsasaka, buhay ay iba't iba, san mang lugar ng bansa natin. Tulay ng mga hinaing, ang problema ng bayan ating lulutasin. Tulay sa himpapawid, tulay ng pagbabago. Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
ng bagong Pilipinas.
Radyo Publiko.
Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
ng bagong Pilipino. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
ang boses ng Pangulo. Radyo Publiko. Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
Radyo Pilipinas.
Ito ang Presidential Broadcast Service.
Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko ng Bagong Pilipinas para sa Bagong Pilipino. Naghahatid ng mahahalagang balita at impormasyon na guugnay ng pamahalaan sa sambayanan. Tulay sa himpapawid ng serbisyo publiko. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ang boses ng Pangulo. Sa Mega Manila, 738.
Radyo Pilipinas,
Radyo Publiko.
Oras sa buong Pilipinas, 8 minuto makalipas ang alas 3 ng hapon. Isang magandang hapon sa inyong lahat at welcome po tayo sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross dito po sa Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko. Ngayon pong unang linggo ng buwan ng Disyembre, December 7, 2025 at napakalapit na po ng ating inihintay ngayong taon. Siyempre, 17 days to go before Christmas. At siyempre, inaanyayahan po namin kayo. Hanggang alas 4 po tayo ng hapon. Napaka-special po ng ating talakayan ngayon kasi nung kamakailan tayo po ay nagdiwang ng International Volunteers Day. Okay? Kamusta ang bawat isa sa inyo? At malamang ang lahat sa atin ay abala para sa mga bibigyan at sa mga pagsha-shopping, ha? Kaya't kaliwat kanan ang mga traffic ngayon sa mall. Okay? At syempre, nice nating pasalamatan ng bumubuo ng ating programa mula sa Presidential Communication Office, ang ating Secretary Dave Gomez, at sa ating dito sa Presidential Broadcasting Service, ang ating Fernando Sanga, ating Director, si Sir Dindo Amparo, at kasama yan ng ating Station Manager, si Sir Alan Alyanige. Kasama po yan ng iba pa nating kasama dito, si Sir Ray Sampang, at sa technical side, si Sir Oli Lopez, si Ma'am Joy Timendan at si Ma'am Tess Ramirez. Okay? At syempre sa Philippine Red Cross, ang ating Chairman and CEO Richard J. Gordon, kasama yan ng ating Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang at ng iba pang Board of Governors, ha? At kasama ng iba pang ng ating chapters natin, mahigit 100 chapters tayo nationwide. Kasama yan ang kanilang mga Board of Directors at Red Cross 143 at Red Cross Youth. Okay, hindi na natin patatagalin pa pagkat nasa Zoom na, makakasama natin ang ating special guests sa hapong ito. Pero bago lahat, makakasama natin ang lagi nating kasama dito sa ating programa, walang iba, Governor Corazon Alma de Leon, isa sa mga natatangin nating volunteer. Gov Cora, magandang hapon po.
Yes, magandang hapon at nais ko nang batiin ang dalawang guests natin, Miss Marta Piquers, Shelter Coordinator, Volunteer Surge Delegate, International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, and si Mr. Lee Revis, Information Manager, Surge Delegate, International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. First, we'd like to welcome Miss Marta Piquers. Please greet our audience. Go ahead.
Hi, hello, Mayon Apon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting us to this program.
Thank you. How about Mr. Lee Revis? Please greet our listeners. You have no audio.
Hello,
Unmute.
good afternoon.
Yeah, it's okay. Hi, sir.
Great to be here. How is everyone?
Yes, we're okay. But first, this is going to be a detailed interview. Can you tell us about your short background and information, which means what is your assignment as volunteer from IFRC with the Red Cross this year? We'll begin with Marta. Please go ahead.
Hello, so I'm here in the Philippines supporting Philippine Red Cross as shelter coordinator, initially for the earthquake response in Cebu, but then when Typhoon Tino came, we are also supporting for the typhoon's response.
How about you, Lee Revis? What is your work now with the Philippine Red Cross?
Yeah, exactly the same. I came to support with the earthquake and now working with the typhoons. I am based at national headquarters here in Manila. And so I'm working a lot in the main office with lots of colleagues from the PRC to help support the amazing work they're doing in the field.
How long have you stayed in the Philippines and when did you arrive?
I got here at the end of October. So I've been here 6 weeks, and I'm staying until the end of February. So the end of January, sorry. So three months in total. I think Marta's been here a bit longer than I have.
Yeah. So the same question, Marta, how long have you stayed in the Philippines?
So yeah, I stayed here like 1 week more than Lee, so for 7 weeks already. I stayed at the beginning in Manila a couple of weeks, and then I came down to Cebu province. I've been traveling up from Cebu North to Cebu City, where I am now here. I have 2 more weeks to go, and then my support to Philippine Red Cross will pass to another colleague.
This is why we have decided to invite you for this
Thank you.
episode because before long you will be leaving. But have you visited obviously you've been to Cebu, so you visited the disaster affected areas in the Philippines already, right? Cebu, both of you?
Yes, so I have. I arrived here actually in Cebu with some colleagues 2 days after the landfall of Tino, and
Mm.
we stayed here in Metro Cebu, and then we went up to the north to visit the affected areas by the earthquake.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, the something about the background. When did you start to become a Red Crosser? Your history.
Yes. So I started actually like 11 years ago in the
Mm.
Super Typhoon Yolanda response here in the Philippines.
Yes.
I was based in Capi, in Rojas City, for a
Mm.
year supporting Philippine Red Cross. And then from there, I've moved to other countries. I've been in the Pacific, in Vanuatu and Tonga and Fiji, also in America, in South America, in Honduras and Peru, and Sierra Leone. So several countries, always focusing in climate related disasters. I am an architect from background.
Mm.
Yes, humanitarian for almost 15 years. And I am also a mother of two great little daughters.
Congratulations. Now
Thank
for
you.
Lee, we'd like to what did you learn as a volunteer of IFRC here in the Philippines? That's a loaded question.
I've learned that people can do amazing things in really challenging situations. Um, I started working with the Red Cross 8 years ago in the United Kingdom, and things could be difficult. And then coming here and seeing just how great the volunteers are, how they're getting up, they're going to work, they're delivering, and it's great sitting at National HQ in Manila because I get to see reports from all around the country and hear about all the amazing things people are doing. Um, so yeah, I think the biggest thing I've learned is just how people can show up and help other people in really difficult circumstances and keep going.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go back to Marta. What are the challenges that you encountered? What were the challenges since you arrived, although it's just a short period? Go ahead, Marta.
Yes, thank you, Corazon. So there are many challenges in here. The first one is like there are like so multiple hazards coming,
Yes.
so impacting the province, like one typhoon, another typhoon, low pressure, and that makes movement very challenging also, especially to reach the most remote areas. I think one of the challenge, but I know they overcome is volunteers. They are very often also affected by the
Mm.
disasters. So even they are like super committed and very strong, as Lee said, that I completely share that. You know, sometimes they face these personal challenges. So
Mhm.
yeah. I would say that.
So, I guess the same question. What can you say about the volunteers of Philippine Red Cross? You know, we have 143 volunteers. Can you say something about that, Lee?
I haven't worked with the volunteers quite as much as Marta has, but I have seen the stories of what they've been doing. I've heard from colleagues in the PRC and the IFRC about some of the amazing work they've been doing, and I can't wait to meet more of them. I'm here for another 2 months, so I'm really hoping the opportunity to get out and talk to the more volunteers and see how I can help them to continue doing the great work that they're doing is so that's something I'm looking forward to. And I think kind of Marta's had more opportunities with the volunteers than I have, and I'm jealous. I'm jealous of Marta.
Yeah. Well, going back to Marta, I think as shelter coordinator and volunteer search delegate, what does it involve? So people who are watching us will understand what it means to be shelter coordinator and for Lee to be information management in search delegate. Perhaps so you can enlighten our audience watching now. Go ahead, Marta.
Yeah, so my role basically is to support Philippine Red Cross, the shelter team, in trying to assess and identify the priority needs for shelter. That means for housing, not only including a roof like the structure, but also about all the items, the daily items that the people needs to do their normal domestic life. I'm talking about the need of shelter, of sleeping kits, kitchen sets, tarpaulins, yeah, bed sheets. So that's basically what I support with.
Yeah. But for Lee, since you're information management, so that means you gather information and pass it on to the international organization of IFRC, I imagine. So what have you found? Because sometimes it's difficult to get information because of lack of communication facilities. I think you may have encountered that. And I wonder how you have been able to cope going. Which provinces you have been? All the Cebu? What what other areas have you been? In which other areas?
So yeah, I've mostly stayed in Manila
Yeah.
supporting the national HQ, and I've been working with the ops center and the disaster management services, and they are extremely good at getting the information
Yeah.
from the chapters, from the branches, collecting all the information from the people that they've supported, and really it makes my job really easy because they are so good at their jobs,
Yeah.
and the volunteers in the provinces are so good at collecting the information. I'm just trying my best to find out how I can help them and support them,
Yeah.
and again take that information and make sure that first things first, the PRC, the Philippines Red Cross, has the information they need and they put it into the right places. And then secondary, try and support the IFRC with it, try and support the other national societies who work here and donors. My main priority is helping the great people continue doing the great work and just filling in where I can and being useful.
Yeah. Well, it's not easy to work in the Philippines considering the terrain and the, I would say, 7,100 islands that we have to cope with. But given that, I think for Miss Marta, give us a little background of yourself, how you came about becoming a Red Crosser and working in the different, you said 11 years that you've worked already. Am I correct, Marta?
Yes, you are correct. So I started with Typhoon Yolanda. I become a Red
You
Crosser
came
with
to the Philippines already at
yes,
the time.
I
And then
start.
you left, you went to other areas
Mm-hmm.
and now back. How
Yes.
long have you been away since Yolanda? Where else did you go?
So I went to, I was in the Pacific,
Pacific, yes.
yes, in other countries like small island countries like Vanuatu, Fiji, and Tonga. Also in South America and Central America. Also, they are facing quite a lot of landslide, flooding, and other disasters that are affecting
Yeah.
the people there.
I am sure people listening want to know how did you come about being with IFRC? What was your educational background? I know you mentioned you're an architect. Am I
Yeah.
correct? Because your nature of your work, your knowledge of architecture, I guess it's way difficult from what being shelter coordinator because you cannot be designing huge buildings and maybe environmentally safe buildings. Rather, we have to a shelter coordinator. You have to make do what exists in our country, poor as it is, but definitely improving the lives through shelter. I would always say that because I feel if you don't improve the shelter, they're more vulnerable when disasters come. Am I correct in that feeling, Marta?
Yes, yes, you are correct, Corazon. So actually, it's one of the learnings that I have with since I become a Red Crosser is like, well, when I become a humanitarian, is that I don't see, I don't want to build big buildings, you know. I
Yes.
want to be the most useful for the people, you know, and trying to support with some technical knowledge to their recovery, you know, how the people are recovering and how the people are managing. And for that, I think that's one of the reasons I also joined the Red Cross. It's because you always work together with the National Society, in this case with the Philippine Red Cross, who are the ones who know the context, who know what the communities are facing, and who understand that. And I learn from them, and I try to understand the culture and the little things that I can support with.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
That's really the essence of volunteerism because you never know what kind of people you will deal with, what kind of culture, but you adjust because as a volunteer, you learn from the people. And I'm
Mm.
sure Lee Revis must have had some experience that you would like to share about being a volunteer in the Philippines compared to being a volunteer elsewhere in the other areas in the Pacific or in other countries that you have been assigned. What can you share about the difference about Filipino volunteers and the volunteers in other areas? Go ahead, Lee.
I think volunteers all around the world share that same
Yeah.
passion and desire to help their local communities and to help people. And that is very, very strong here. Um, I like how the volunteers here are, and the chapters and the branches are empowered to go out and do the work in their local communities to support people and to do what they're good at, and seeing the how much different things the volunteers here in the Philippines do, you know, ranging from ambulance drivers to water rescue to giving out shelter kits to giving out cash assistance. It's amazing just how much the volunteers here in the Philippines can do compared to some of the other countries where I've worked, where a volunteer only does one thing and that's it. And yeah, I that's a big thing I'm taking away. Just how great the volunteers are, how many things they can do, and it's really comforting knowing that if we need to ask a branch to do something, there will be people who are willing and able to do it.
It's really your best words that you describe the Philippine Red Cross with the kind of volunteers because they themselves are poor. And of course, living in the community must of necessity make them feel proud that they're able to do that. I think with Marta, she has seen as shelter coordinator and volunteer search delegate how important it is for volunteers to understand why they are in the community and not feel that they're powerful individuals, but rather they're with the community and see, understand, and find out how they can help. Did you get the feeling that the Filipino volunteers mark is that they must come from the community and relate to the community, Marta? What did you actually see when you say, what can you say about the volunteers of the Philippine Red Cross?
Wow, so a lot of things. It's, we need a complete program, only talking about the volunteers and the great people that they are, like, yes, they are coming from the communities, and that it's key, right? Because they know the community, they know the people, they know the context and the needs. And this mix with their commitment, the dedication and the passion that they put in everything they do, it's what makes, I think, the things moving in the Philippine Red Cross. So yeah, if I would say also something is that they always do it smiling and really, really like, like being very very gentle and very, very passionate about it. So yeah, I think that's the strength, one of the best strengths. And I think they know actually that they are not alone. For example, yesterday here in Cebu City, there was the appreciation dinner for all the volunteers in the province, and we had the volunteers from Bogo, from Lapu-Lapu, from Cebu chapter, and the feeling there was that they were all one. And they were also appreciating all the volunteers and all the staff coming from over their provinces, to help in times of disaster. And I think that's what make also great the volunteers in the Philippine Red Cross, that they are one family all together.
In a sense, you're already sharing what you learned as a volunteer IFRC here in the Philippines.
Gob Cora?
Yes, we'll take a break.
Yes.
And then we will come back and continue. And I would really like specific experiences that you encountered, which I am sure people would want to hear. Go ahead, Edison.
Yes.
Let's have the station
after the
break.
commercial break, Gob Cora will present a video from the International Volunteers Day celebration that happened yesterday, and we give you some reports of the recent international Committee of the Red Cross and Philippine Red Cross moot court competition. We're going to get back for a few reminders.
Ramdam natin ibang simoy ng hangin. Ito ay tanda na mayroong darating. Pagsilang ng sanggol doon sa Bethlehem, siya ang nagligtas ng kasalanan natin. O bakit pa nalimutan na natin ang siyang tunay na diwa ng Pasko? Mag-alay sa ating kapwa, lalo't di pinagpala. Tayo ay magmahal ng walang kapalit. Ang tunay na Pasko ay tayo. Ano man ang ginagawa natin, ang Pasko ay pagmamahalan, pagbibigay, kapatawaran. Ang Pasko ay ikaw at ako, iba-iba man ay isa tayo. Bagong Pilipinas, bagong ng Pasko. Sana'y maghilom na mga sugat natin, kahit iba-iba paniniwala natin. Kaya ngayong Pasko, magkasundo tayo, pareho lang naman, maganda ang hangarin. Ang tunay na Pasko ay tayo, ano man ang ginagawa natin. Ang Pasko ay pagmamahalan, pagbibigan.
This is the celebration of the birth of Jesus, and to once again dedicate ourselves and our lives to that service.
Iba-iba man ay isa tayo, bagong Pilipinas, bagong Pilipino. Yan ang tunay na diwa ng Pasko. Ang tunay na Pasko ay tayo, ano man ang ginagawa natin. Ang Pasko ay pagmamahalan, pagbibigay, kapatawaran. Ang Pasko ay ikaw at ako, iba-iba man ay iisa tayo. Bagong Pilipinas, bagong Pilipino, yan ang tunay na diwa ng Pasko. Yan ang tunay na diwa ng Pasko.
Pilipinas, handa ka na ba? Ang ating million peso question. Kapag may pumutok na bulkan malapit sa inyong lugar at sinabayan pa ng malakas na ulan, ano ang kailangan mong iwasan? Letter A, ex mong hindi ka naman pinahalagahan? Letter B, mga marites ng inyong barangay? O letter C, mga ilog at sapa dahil pwedeng magkaroon ng lahar? Kung C ang sagot mo, may tama ka. Delikado ang lahar o ang mabilis na daloy ng naghahalong abo ng bulkan at tubig. O, ngayon, alam mo na kung saan ka dapat lumayo. O sige na, lapit ka na kay ex. Hashtag panatag ang may alam.
Maging panatag Pilipinas.
Imagine a world where in your darkest moment, no one came. Good thing, that's not our world. The heart of the Philippine Red Cross beats because of its volunteers from different chapters and services. When disaster strikes, compassion arrives with every Red Cross volunteer. In moments where every second matters, they save lives. The healing they offer goes beyond wounds. It begins with humanity. empowering communities with life-saving skills, bringing health services closer to those who need it most. And with every dialysis treatment and drop of blood, it saves a life, ensuring hope flows to every Filipino in need. Clean water, dignity, a healthier future for every community. Ordinary people, extraordinary service. They're always first, always ready, and always there when humanity needs them most. Today, leadership continues to give life to volunteerism. Our chairman, Secretary General, and Board of Governors show that humanitarian service is not just an institution, it is a living promise. But before they became who they are today, they stood where every volunteer stands now. And there also goes the people whose stories live on in the heart of the Philippine Red Cross. They could not swim through walls of floodwaters or stop the trembling earth, but with quiet bravery and open hearts, they became the reason others survived. And as disasters bring devastation, the Philippine Red Cross continues to grow, building more facilities and creating other ways to serve more lives. But regardless of being 2 million volunteers strong, the Philippine Red Cross still needs more to be able to help more. We need people like you.
Okay, at before we get back to our discussion, just give way to this report from our IHL department. University of the Philippines, Diliman claims victory in the 2025 National Moot Court Competition on International Humanitarian Law. The University of the Philippines, Diliman triumphed over 10 other law schools to claim the championship in the 2025 National Moot Court Competition on International Humanitarian Law held from 2 to 4 of December. This year's competition marks the 20th edition of the annual contest organized by the Philippine Red Cross in partnership with the International Committee of the Red Cross, Philippine Judicial Academy, UP Diliman College of Law, and the Supreme Court of the Philippines. UP Diliman was represented by Catherine Rene Cutler, Micaela Andrea Geriba, and RV Joyce Kayabyab, who will go on to represent the Philippines in the Red Cross International Humanitarian Law Moot Competition, an inter-university competition on IHR for law schools in the Asia-Pacific region, which to be held in Hong Kong in March 2026. Richard Gordon said, Filipinos remain quiet, but by participating here, you practice your citizenship. I salute and admire you because of your participation. By being here today, you are taking a big step. Assert your principles and values. People like you are advocates for change. We currently have limited interest in IHL, but we must assert to our government and schools our commitment to stand up against every violation of IHL. I invite all of you to commit yourselves to joining the PRC. Help your communities, engage your localities, and work with the media to make IHL accessible and interesting. To all participants, you are the good leaders and you step up. But the assertion is in the way you live your life. It was also attended by our Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang, and also the best mooter was conferred upon Micaela Giriba of the UP Diliman, recognized as the top performing oralist, while Batangas State University, The National Engineering University secured the first runner-up position. Team number 9, Cagayan State University College of Law, emerged as the champion for the special awards, earning distinction for their exceptional performance in the competition role-play activities. Among the distinguished panel of judges for this year's final round were Vice Chancellor of the Philippine Judicial Academy and retired Associate Justice Edgar de los Santos, PRC Secretary and PRC ICS Committee Chairperson, our Governor Attorney Rodolfo Reyes, ICRC Philippines Head of Legal Department Luana Vodori, and Regional Trial Court retired Judge Soliman M. Santos Jr. As the competition concludes, the Philippine Red Cross congratulates all participants and commends their dedication to promoting awareness of international humanitarian law in the academy. Okay, and also that video we showed a while ago is made by our communication department. Gob Cora?
Thank you very much. And we're now back to Marta and Lee Revis. Very basic question. Where do you come from? What country? What region? And when did you get started working with, I know you mentioned 11 years, but why did you decide to be with Red Cross? It's like a little history, personal history, which shows your commitment. And I'd like to first ask Marta, Piquers, where you from, a country, and of course Lee Revis. Go ahead. Getting to know you, Marta.
Yes, so I am from Spain, and then I decided to become humanitarian before even joining the Red Cross, because I felt that I needed to do something to be nearer the people, where the disasters are striking. And yeah, I didn't know actually what to do, right? But I just felt that I wanted to serve, to the people. And then I joined the Red Cross because I think the Red Cross movement has the strength in the local national societies that are next to the communities. So I'm, as a Spanish, as a foreigner, I cannot come here to the Philippines and know the context. I have no idea. So I think that's something that needs to be done from the inside of the countries.
Well, of course, we were under Spain for 400 years, and you believe the older people speak Spanish, and so
and we have some similar words, actually.
We enjoy a good life. We enjoy a good life. What about Lee? Where are you from originally?
So I am from Birmingham in the United Kingdom in England.
UK.
UK, yeah. I think I had a very similar story to Marta, actually. I knew I wanted to work in humanitarian aid before I joined the Red Cross, and I worked for other agencies, and I did lots of things before that. But it was really the guiding fundamental principles of the Red Cross and how they worked that kind of made me feel it was the right fit for me and the right place where I could do the most good. And that's proved to be true since it's. So yeah, I've worked for the Red Cross for about 8 years now.
Yeah. Well, final words, because I feel you need to give. I need to ask you the best words that you can describe the Philippine Red Cross, knowing that you've stayed here for not very long, but some time, and you experience some difficulties, but because you're a Red Crosser, you don't really run away from challenges. So final words in terms of what can you say about the Philippine Red Cross?
I have, considering the context and why we're here, I have really enjoyed my time here. Everyone I've met has been passionate, they've been dedicated. There is so much the Philippine Red Cross can do and will do, and it's just a constant amazement to work somewhere that has so many challenges but makes it seem easy because of their attitude to overcoming them. Yeah, I think that's just the best way I could describe it.
Yeah. Marta, your turn.
Yes, so for me, yes, as I already said, I think the best words to describe the volunteers and the staff in the Philippine Red Cross is their commitment, their dedication and the joy when they do their work. And also, one thing that I really love whenever I come here to the Philippines is how welcoming you are with all of us, asking so many questions to the volunteers, one after another, probably the same questions that everybody does, just to help us understand a little bit more the context. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. And my final words that we may not be able to change the structure of our universe, but maybe by raising our voices, we can pursue the greatest of all causes, peace on earth and goodwill among men. And inviting you here, Marta and Lee, I feel so proud to have met you through this radio program, Kalinga, Hatid ng Red Cross, which means really bringing Red Cross to the hearts and minds of people, not just in the Philippines, but through you all over the world. Many, many thanks to you, Marta and Dee, and looking forward to meeting you before you leave. When are you scheduled to leave?
Yeah, so I'm coming back to Manila actually tomorrow, and I
Yes.
will be leaving in 2 weeks.
Oh.
2 weeks.
So yeah, hopefully I
You will
can
not
meet
spend
you
Christmas
before.
Yes, we look forward to that.
Yes, and maraming salamat,
Thank you,
Corazon.
thank you.
And how about Lee? How long will you stay and when they're leaving?
I am staying until the end of January, but I might stay in the region and just take in being here a bit longer. I'm not ready to leave yet.
Well, Marta, my name is Spanish. Corazon Alma. Corazon Alma de Leon, heart and soul. And Lee, I am having been to England. I spent some time there, and looking forward to seeing you before you leave, definitely. Thank you very much for the opportunity to guest you in this radio program, which we have had nearly for 20 years, and we hope that before you leave, we can have our final goodbye on radio. Thank you very much, Marta and Dee. Thank you.
Salamat po.
Thank you.
Salamat.
And we'll also like to extend our thank you and to the IFRC head, Sir Sanjeev, and to Ma'am Ellie, who take over to your guesting here. Hope you enjoy your stay here in the Philippines, Ma'am Marta, and Sir Lee. Gobcora?
Thank you.
Salamat, Edison.
Yeah.
Okay. Gobcora, your final message?
Well, not really a message, but I think the thing, since this is the season of Christmas, I want to read this message. This season, let us reflect on the beauty and majesty of our earth. May we open our hearts to the call for a universal communion with all of creation and embrace our guardianship of nature. I pray that each of us, in our own small ways, answers the call to care for our only home and to preserve this unique gift, a manifestation of God's unending, universal love for generations to come. May love, kindness, and peace be upon us all. Thank you very, very much, Marta and Lee, for the opportunity to meet with you, to radio, and hopefully physically meet you as well in the Red Cross building. Thank you.
Thank you. At yan na po ang ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross dito po sa Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ngayon pong unang linggo ng buwan ng Disyembre, December 7. At syempre, meron lang tayong nais ipahatid nung nakaraang Friday, tayo po ay nagbukas ng bagong blood facility at opisina dyan sa Antipolo Branch, Rizal Chapter, at congratulations sa kanilang chapter administrator na si Sir Robert Duckles at sa kanilang mga volunteers dyan at ang kanilang branch administrator. Okay? At syempre kahapon tayo ay nagdiwang ng ating International Volunteers Day. Nais nating pasalamatan na lahat ng mga chapters na sumama, pumunta po sa National Headquarters at ang lahat ng mga sumama sa Zoom. At syempre, we salute and congratulate all the volunteers of the Philippine Red Cross. Okay? At syempre, Susunod na po ang pagbabalita hatid ni Sir Albert Sebastian kasunod ng programa ni Vance Fernandez. Ito po si Edison Enriquez. 7 minuto bago mag alas 4 ng hapon.